Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Tulsi Gabbard has to stand her ground on The View, and this clip will ultimately prove to everyone, for once and for all, that The View is nothing but dirty smear merchants designed to trick and manipulate women.
Well, look, the facts are important, and we'll get to that. I want to start with something that I think is also important about facts, because recently on your show here...
I was just going to get to that.
Good. Helping you out.
You want me to ask you the question?
No, look, some of you have accused me of being a traitor to my country, a Russian asset, a Trojan horse, or a useful idiot, I think was the term that you used. Which basically means that I'm naive or lack intelligence to know what's going on.
They use that.
I want to let your viewers know exactly who I am.
All right.
Set the record straight. I am a patriot. I love our country. I am a strong and intelligent woman of color, and I have dedicated almost my entire adult life to protecting the safety, security, and the freedom of all Americans in this country. It was the attacks on 9/11.
We're getting a little bit far ahead of ourselves, but Franklin Graham finds you refreshing. He doesn't find me refreshing. Richard Spencer, the white nationalist leader, says he could vote for you.
Joy, this is why
you're on Tucker Carlson at least 10 times. Why don't you go on Chris Wallace's show?
This is why I'm here, because you and other people continue to spread these innuendos that have nothing to do with who I am.
Well, Hillary Clinton started it, and then you shot back at her, boy. You called her the queen of warmongers.
You doubled down, unfortunately, you doubled down on the baseless accusations that she made that strikes at the core of who I am. I'm a soldier. Because of the attacks on 9/11, I enlisted in the military to go after and defeat and destroy the evil that visited us on that day. I've served now for over 16 years, deployed twice to the Middle East during the height of the war, where every single day I saw firsthand the terribly high human cost. That's why I ran for Congress.
We actually have the clip of Hillary Clinton, just to put this in context of what we're talking about. Let's take a look at that.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of, sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. That's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
So really? I mean, this is outrageous. This is outrageous and offensive on so many levels.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that little tidbit right at the end? You're a Russian asset if you don't toe the party line. How dare Tulsi Gabbard think for herself and look at her party and go, wait a minute, y'all don't care about labor rights anymore. Y'all pony up to big corporations, and then you do the exact opposite of where you were supposed to be 20 years ago. 20 years ago, Democrats actually had a good point, and they have just left that at the altar. Instead, realize that the new way to go is to pander to the AOC kinds of people, pander to the libertarian left, pander to people who ultimately want to break down the family and think that's a good thing. This is what the new left has become. This is what the Democrats have embraced. They have completely tarnished their old legacy in order to become a new party and win elections in a completely different fashion that is ultimately unstable. They have taken the pendulum so far to one side, it's now swinging on the other. And it's delicious to see, ultimately. Hey y'all, this is a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, where CEO Paul Stone and his expert associates fully understand the gravity of our current situation and want to protect your wealth backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. Folks, we are in an era of record inflation. We have a Congress that won't stop spending and a president who doesn't even know what planet he's on. That's how bad the situation is, and that's why I'm partnering with Colonial Metals Group. And if you have a first-time account with these fine upstanding people, you will receive up to $7,500 worth of silver, a nice old safe to keep all the good stuff in. You will get Roth IRA accounts for free backed by gold and silver, and insurance and warranty on these items for 5 years, all for free. So call the number below or check out the link in the description and let CEO Paul Stone and his expert team help you now because your wealth might evaporate before your very eyes. Protect your wealth, protect your family, protect your future with Colonial Metals Group today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. But it's sad in a way because Tulsi Gabbard is trying to remind them, wait a minute, y'all might have gone too far. And the reason Tulsi Gabbard goes on to Tucker Carlson is because she is an amenable person and a skeptical person. That's what Tucker wants on his show, back when he was on Fox News and now with his own personal interviews. So Tulsi is trying to speak truth to power here. And what does The View do? What do these ladies do? They dogpile on her, run her name through the mud, and accuse her of being a Russian asset by proxy. They don't do this directly, all right? Because if they did that directly, they could be, in a potential lawsuit, be held liable. So they have to do it by proxy. We're not saying this, but someone else is. So we're going to tell you what that other person said. It is a dirty, ugly smear merchant tactic that has completely destroyed the trust of the American people in American media today. The View is everything wrong with media. It is full of manipulative women who are just deeply unskeptical, who do not care about reality, and all live in an ivory tower. And the worst part is, their whole goal is to simply manipulate the female audience. I don't want to do that with y'all. I don't want to manipulate you into something that either I don't believe or into something that isn't true. I want to give you my honest and earnest reactions. And that's why I am telling you that The View is full of smear merchants who have completely just lost the plot. These are people who are catering to women who are just unfettered to the realities of society. Often to winos who are looking more forward to their glass of wine than they are to a visit from their kids. The audience for The View is not an average normal American. It is for people who live in ivory towers and will believe whatever the mainstream media will feed them because, again, I will harp on this another time, they are deeply skeptical people with almost no moral scruples anymore. That makes me sad, actually. We used to look up to media outlets. We used to look up to people like Walter Cronkite, who had one infamous moment where he took the mask off and revealed that he was a very left-leaning person and started giving his own commentary. That was shocking back in the 60s. That's all of what media is today. That's not what media should be. A good media outlet should be giving you the news, or be giving you the truth, or at least give you something authentic. None of those three things are happening here on The View. You're getting Joy Behar, who is complaining that Franklin Graham does not find her refreshing, maybe because all of her takes age like milk. Maybe because despite being named Joy, Bill O'Reilly got it right. She's just angry all the time. These are just Whoopi Goldberg even, a deeply angry woman, because Hollywood didn't give her enough accolades despite being a low-level character actor. What are we talking about here? These are people who are mad at the world. They are women who think they're owed everything, and they think that their takes are gospel. And so they bring on Tulsi Gabbard, and instead of giving her a fair shake, instead of giving her the understanding and go, okay, so what do you actually believe? That is the difference between them and Tucker. Tucker will bring Tulsi onto his show, and he will let her talk. He will occasionally correct her on something if she gets it wrong, but he will let you speak. Because, again, he is a deeply skeptical person. Skeptical people make for good critical thinkers. None of the people on this program can measure up to that. And it's sad that this is one of the #1 programs that continues for some reason to dominate the airwaves. I will never know why. Maybe just the old wino moms keep it going. I don't know. Why don't you tell me down in the comments, because this just bewilders me. It bewilders me maybe because I'm just a young man and have just not had enough birthdays to understand this. Let me know why this show is actually popular down in the comments below. My name is Brian. Hope you like this segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.